Hello, everyone, and welcome to Evolve Yourself TV. I am Agni James, and I'm grateful to be here tonight as your meditation guide and your chess coach, or whatever you want to call me. I also do philosophy on here because I have a master's in analytic philosophy, and if I'm going to put all that time and energy into learning philosophy, I might as well share it with the masses. So how's everyone doing tonight? Let's see, we got Ignorant here. Hey, good to see you, friend. How you doing, man? My trusty mod, and then Cosmic Carly. Big shout out to Cosmic Carly. Let me give her one of the better shout outs, because there's two ways to do it, I guess. And yeah, Cosmic Carly is one of the few people on Twitch, maybe the only person left that still does Qigong streams. Mel's Camp used to do Qigong streams. Kitten's Kung Fu used to do Qigong streams, but Mel's Camp has just been doing mostly Minecraft lately, and Kitten's Kung Fu has disappeared. We don't know where the guy's at. He's been busy with stuff. So it's just awesome to still have someone representing the Qigong community, because that's important, right? I mean, we used to have 12 yoga instructors, and now I don't think we have anyone. It's kind of crazy, right? It's kind of crazy how things change over time, especially with like things that are healthy for you, like Qigong and yoga and Tai Chi and meditation, right? It's important. It's super important. Cosmic, you say you need to get back into it, maybe some yoga too. Yeah, right? All that stuff is so crucial to maintain one's overall state of peace and well-being, and most importantly, you want to be able to feel that love and peace within you so you can share it to those around you. Because if you can't share your love, then what good is it? You're sitting on a mountaintop, maybe in perfect bliss, but then you got a lot of people below you suffering, right? So yeah, you want to be able to find that love within and share it with all those whom you encounter, right? Cosmic, you say you do it for yourself, but streaming adds another layer to it. Yeah, absolutely. Like I go to guided meditations every Monday night typically at this place called Inspiritus Alchemy. It's a wonderful meditation holistic center. My friend Gina runs it. She's the owner. And I go in there and I come out feeling so loving and kind and compassionate and peaceful. And then I come home and I typically stream, and I take that love and I share it with everyone out here on Twitch. And it definitely, you're totally right. It adds another layer. It adds another dimension to it, right? Because you're giving, I sometimes say you're giving something to another person, but what you're actually doing is helping them remember what's already within them. You're helping them remember what's already within them, all that peace and love and joy. Because sometimes we all need to remember, right? Sometimes we forget. Sometimes we get caught up in the day-to-day activities. Things get stressful in life, and we forget. We forget about all those, about the perfect peace and love within us, right? So sometimes we need to remind others and to remind ourselves, right? So that's how it goes. How I've been struggling lately, to be honest, and that's why I haven't been streaming as much. I've been struggling, but yeah, I'm working through it. I don't know if you know this. I'm a chess instructor, IRL, and I compete. I compete, in the chess circuit, right? I'm a professional chess player, right? So what I do, or the biggest chess tournament in the Midwest every year is the Chicago Open. So I've been training for that tournament this year. I played in it 3 times already, and I got second place once, third place another time, and fourth place another time. And I just keep moving up divisions. So this year I'm trying to win my division. So I've been training really hard for the last month. And I got a couple, or a month and a half before the tournament. I got a little more time I can put into training and to just to being ready to go. It's crazy. You get people from all over the world that fly in for this tournament. You get grandmasters that fly in from all over, and it's a lot of fun. It's a tremendous amount of fun. It's tough. It's tough. You have to be in tip-top form. I don't know if you have ever competed in anything, but like it's really tough, especially when you have minds from all over the world, flying in, who've been studying this game for so many years. Cosmic, you say, absolutely. Sending you much love. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate it. Wow. Do people get to watch? Yes, some of the top boards will be televised, probably online. I don't think my board is going to be televised, but people can come on in, and there will be people standing around my board watching. That's just typically how it goes. And they got to shut up. They can't say anything, right? Obviously, but as long as they're respectful, you let them stand there and watch some chess, right? And it's intense. Like the last game, and the games go a long time. The last game I played in the Chicago Open went 4.5 hours. Imagine that. I spent 45 minutes on one single move. It was pretty intense, right? It was a crucial moment. So sometimes in those crucial moments, you really got to buckle down and think. And yeah, I spent all that time in just that one move, and it was something. It was really something. It was a lot of fun, and that was the money game, because this is a money tournament, obviously, and that's why you get people from all over the world flying in. Because if you win, you're going to get, it depends on what division you are, you could get like 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, right? If you lose, you're not going to get anything, right? But you just have to, you got a place, right, in the top few places in your division, right? And it's all division based. And if you just keep getting better and you keep moving up divisions, and then eventually you'll get to a point where it's like, oh, every single person I'm playing is a genius and has been studying chess for 40 years. So it's going to be, it's going to be tough, right? It's going to be real tough. Let's see, Cosmic, you say that's only a couple hours from you, so you'd love to go. Yeah, you should come check it out. It's Memorial Day weekend, and it's in Wheeling, Illinois. I don't know if you know. It's like up north in Illinois, and it's at the Westin Hotel. So it's gonna be exciting. It should be a lot of fun. I think it's free. I'm pretty sure it's free for spectators. So you could just go in, and there will just be thousands of boards set up, and you'll just be like walking around. And the trick to finding the best boards is they have this like banister, they have this like rail, and you can walk up. And when you see the rail, that's where, and they have the top GMs all the way in the back of the room. So you just walk up there, and it's cool because it's not like the NBA, where you can't get anywhere close to the players, right? Unless you spend like an exorbitant amount on tickets, right? You can just walk right up there, and you're like 7 feet from like one of the top grandmasters in the world, and you're like watching them play. You're like, you see like the sweat dripping down his brow. It's like he makes a move, hits his clock, and like you can look at his countenance and see if he's nervous or if he feels confident in his move, and his opponent is bearing down, and they're just analyzing the game and studying so hard. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. You say, whoa, that's intense. You should be able to. You let me know. Yeah, absolutely. When I go to these tournaments, so just so you know, I'm dead focused, and in between games, I'm gonna be studying tactics. I'm gonna be reviewing previous games. I'm gonna be doing all sorts of stuff. So I'm not gonna be able to give like a ton of time to anyone who comes to spectate. I've already told like all my friends this. I got a bunch of people that want to come, but like I'll be able to say hi. I'll be able to say hi, and and like all that. But like I'm not gonna be able to like just sit with you and like have like a burger or a drink or something like that, because like I have to focus. I have to be in that. Chess is kind of like war. You have to be in that focused, intense mindset. And if I start like having a good time and like just messing around and like getting all lightened up and everything, I'm not going to be ready. I'm not going to be mentally prepared for the next round. You say, oh yeah, you would just plan to be wandering around and observing. You wouldn't break my phone. Okay, perfect. Yeah, then yeah, you're welcome to come. Like I said, Memorial Day weekend. It's a 3-day tournament, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, Wheeling, Illinois, and it's at the Westin Hotel. So yeah. Definitely. You say definitely like meditation. Exactly. It's similar to golf, right? You would never come up to someone who's getting ready to hit the ball in golf and be like, "Hey, how's it going, man? How's it going?" Right? People understand that, right? In golf, right? They understand you let the person do their thing. You take a few steps back. You don't interrupt them. You let them focus, because there's a lot that goes into it. It's not just mechanics. It's not just tactics and all that, but you have to like be mentally prepared, right? Because crazy things happen in chess and in life in general, right? Sometimes in life, things don't go according to plan, and you have to be prepared to deal with that, right? It's tough. Exactly. Stay in the flow state. You have to be in that flow state. The second like something happens and you get knocked out of that flow state, it's tough to get back, right? It can be very difficult to hop back into that flow state. But yeah, anyways, it's good to see you, Cosmic. How's everything been going on your end? What's new in your world these days? I haven't seen you streaming at all lately. I haven't been on Twitch as much lately though, so I don't know if I've just been missing you or if you just have not been streaming as much. I'd love to come check out one of your streams. Even that last stream you did, it was your birthday stream. That was fun, hanging out with you there. Let's see. You said even singing or something before a concert. It's tough to see people. Exactly right. Yeah. If you're a professional musician and you're about ready to go on the stage, or like an actor, right? If you're an actor and you're ready to go on stage, you don't want people coming in and being like, hey, let's have a drink. Let's talk about stuff. How's everything been, right? No, you leave them alone. You let them do their things, right? This is the biggest tournament in the Midwest typically every year, and I'm going for first. I'm going all in. We'll see. So we'll see how it all plays out. Cosmic, you say, you need to again. You've been working out a lot, and it's been in the 70s. So getting outside a lot has been incredible. Yeah, the weather. All of a sudden, I mean, I'm in Chicago, and it was in the 80s today. It was crazy. It was crazy that we had that weather. Hey, K Rob is here. Good to see you, friend. One of my IRL friends is here. K Rob, how you doing? How's everything going with you? I'm preparing. I'm training every day for the Chicago Open. It's been time consuming, right? And you gotta, like, I've been studying opening theory like a lot. Like the opening I play when White plays E4 is I play the Sicilian, and I play the hyper accelerated dragon variation of the Sicilian. So I found these great YouTube videos and these great lines that this guy Jorovav has got out there on YouTube, and I've been going through those lines, taking the best ideas from them, and then making my own lines with them according to what I want to play. And then I've imported them into Lichess Study, and then I've taken those Lichess Studies, downloaded the PGNs, and I've put them in Chessable. So it has a thing called Move Trainer, which helps you really solidify any opening lines in your memory, because you don't want to be wasting time in the opening, right? Like, I mean, you want to be like 10 moves, 15 moves deep sometimes in some of these openings. You don't want to be sitting there like wasting your clock thinking, like, I don't know, is it do I castle here, or do I play bishop c4 or something like that, right? You don't that's not what you want to be doing, right? You want to be thinking. You want to just have those moves down pat, and then after you get out of your opening, then you play chess. Then you think, right? K Rob, what's been going on with you? How's everything been with you these days? Cosmic, you say it was 80s here too. Yeah, right. Totally wild. I was teaching a chess class today, and I was like, you know what? It's really hot in here. They don't have the air conditioning on. I'm going to turn on a fan, and I was not expecting to turn on luckily there's a fan there, else I would have been probably just dripping all over, because I get it really intense when I teach chess. Those of you who don't know me, I'm a chess instructor IRL. So it was pretty intense there. So it gets pretty intense when you're teaching chess, and like you got a whole class full of new students too. So you have to be high energy and really get them excited about the game. It's important to get students excited about the game, because if you have students that don't care about chess, it's not going to be a good class. It's not going to be a good session. This is an 8-week session, so I got to make sure I instill happiness and enthusiasm for the game into these students on the first day, and then when they're playing, I can keep that going, and they're pumped up about it. And then they start playing at home. They start playing with friends and family members, and it's a much better experience. Let's see. You say, Cosmic Carly, you say you were in shorts wandering outside. I should have. That's the thing. I'm not going to wear shorts on the first day, because I teach I was teaching in a school today, right? So obviously I'm not going to wear shorts on the first day. But at some point I probably will wear shorts. But you got to make a decent impression on the first day at a new school, right? K Rob, you say Jackson has been a lot, but other than that, okay. Glad he's finally relaxing. Nice, that's good. You put Jackson in shorts today. Yeah, I'm sure he was more comfortable, right? That's the thing. Like a lot of like bigger dudes. Cosmic. K-Rob's son is he's like big for his age. He's like a big dude for his age, and like big dudes produce a lot of body heat. At least I found. I've always been like a bigger dude, and I've always been high energy, and like I produce a lot of heat. I'm always like hot and burning. So like in 80 degrees, like it was like 84, 85 in the school. I was really hot. I had that fan blowing right in my face, and I was still pretty damn hot. But it works out well. But yeah, when you're more comfortable, I mean, that's just when the temperature's better, you'll feel better, right? Okay, all right, cool. Let's see. Well, we are going to hop into some chess, because that's what I said we were going to do. So let's do this. We're going to hop in, and we're going to go from there. All right. Let's let me set this all up so everyone can see, obviously, because it's important to see. It's important to be able to see the board. All right, here we go. So this is Lichess. We're going to be playing random chess games on Lichess. So I could get an expert. I could get someone who has no idea anything about chess. So we'll see how it goes. You never know. You never know who you're going to get when you're playing on Lichess. Okay. All right. So here we are, and now let's play. And I'm going to make these instructive. These will be instructive lessons for everyone. All right. So if he plays e4, all right. And so now I'm playing the Sicilian, and I play the hyper-accelerated dragon variation of the Sicilian, depending on what he does. If he plays bishop out to c4, I have a different line that I play. This kind of idea. All right. So he's going in for this. All right. Let's see if he plays Smith-Morra. Is he going to play Smith-Morra? Nope. He's playing this. So I gain a tempo. I develop my knight. I'm fine with this line. I develop my knight. I'm hitting the queen. Now I just go in with my normal stuff. Yeah, nothing too spectacular there. I've always thought that line is kind of weird, but people play it all the time. People play that. It's not out of the ordinary. Sometimes they'll bring their queen over here to a4. That's another typical thing. All right, he's coming in here with the bishop. All right, let's see. I guess we are just going to, let's see, knight out, chop, chop, pawn push. I think, should I challenge it right away? No, I think this, I want to see, I'd love to be, with the hyper-accelerated dragon, you want to get d5 in one swoop. Typically in the Sicilian, you got like this kind of structure where it takes 2 moves, but I can't get this in yet. So I think here, best would probably be to play. Okay, we're going to do this, and then after all these trades, I can always just bring my knight back. I used to be very recalcitrant to that idea, like if he pushes, because I was like, oh, like I'm wasting all this time, right? Blah, blah, blah. But all right, he didn't push. All right, we're going to do this annoying move. Notice the bishop is preventing him from castling. Those of you who are new to chess, you can never castle while you're in check, right? That's an important thing to remember. So, and now he does not have a light square bishop. So that's another annoying thing. He cannot challenge me with a light square bishop. So he's going to have to do some weird stuff, like maybe knight over and then back to like be able to block it so he can castle. I'm looking just to castle. Okay, so he's going with this. That's not a great idea from my perspective. Okay, so he's trading his bishops for my. Okay, so that's. I believe this is a pretty bad mistake. The bishop pair traditionally is worth more than the knight pair, than the 2 knights. So especially in an open game. So basically, I'm going to be looking to break this open eventually, and go from there. So let's see. I think. Oh, he's looking to castle queenside. Okay. So his next move is going to be to castle queenside. You have to kind of be a mind reader in chess. So let's see. Let's get. How should we do this? He's looking to castle. We'll do this kind of idea. I'm going to have a lot of pressure. Yeah, this guy is playing. I don't know about this idea, man. I really do not know about this idea. So, okay, so I have a checkmate in one threat right here. Okay, so I come out. If he comes out here, I think I take here, check, and then he can't take as a mate. I come out. He comes here, check, and then he moves. And then, yeah, I'm going to go with this. This is a very nice threat. Now notice if he takes the pawn, he just loses right away to checkmate. So now it's going to be a problem. He might have to create a weakness in his position by pushing the pawn out. Another idea would be to push out here and block the scope of my dark square bishop. I'm prepared just to retreat back here. It's a little annoying, I guess. All right, so okay, that's a weakening move. That's totally a weakening move. Okay, so now I can take advantage of this idea right here. So I just need to get another attacker on this knight, and he's not going to be able to do anything. Let's see. Hey, we have a Christine the Bean. Thank you so much for the subscription. 22 months in a row. That is awesome. That is so awesome. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Yeah, 22 months in a row. All right. Let's see. How can I best take advantage of this situation? I do this, he can block. I guess then, yeah. But then I take the queen. All right. I should be able to find a way to deal with this. Let's see. All right, we're going to come over here. I have an... Okay, I was looking at bishop here, but no, knight takes. Because the queen has horizontal defense. So I think I just have to take his queen if he does it. Christine the Bean, though, thank you. That's super kind of you. You said didn't mean to distract me. No, you did not distract me from the game at all. This is just a random opponent on Elite Chess. I don't care whatsoever. I'm assuming he's playing this because I think everything else loses, except maybe this. All right. Oh, he's got that idea. All right. So, let's see. How do I? Okay, the knight's pinned to the king, which is pretty annoying for him. I think I want to push up now. Push and then takes with the queen. Doesn't quite work. Doesn't quite work. All right. What's the idea here? I have this kind of idea, but that does nothing. He wouldn't be able to take because of the pin. All right. Let's see. Whoa, we got a lot of action in chat. We have thank you for following. Much appreciated. Much appreciated, JVO. All right. Excellent. Appreciate you in. My name is Agni James. I'm a chess streamer, IRL. And, yeah. So I'm thinking, if I take, his king is pretty exposed, but then we have a lot of material down. So, or not down, but since a lot of material is off the board, his king's actually closer to the center. So I actually don't want to go in for that. All right, let's go in for this. Let's just go in for this. Let's try to open everything up. Now, I might lose a pawn here, but I feel like I'll have good attacking possibilities. Ooh, and then what about like maybe pawn up and then bishop over here and then coming over here with checks? I got some ideas. Got some ideas on the board. Okay, so takes. Now he can't take here because of this idea, right? I'm looking at this push also. But that's not necessarily great. I want to get this rook involved. How about I swing my rook over here? We'll get a third attacker on this knight. I think he's going to have a lot of trouble defending this knight eventually. I'm going to be able to take advantage of the fact that my bishop is pinning it to the king. But yeah, that's how it goes right there. Okay, cool. Pretty exciting. This is a good game. This is a good warm-up game. All right, so ooh, he's trying that. He's getting some piece activity with his knight. All right, fair enough. Let's try to get a little more pressure on him. I believe this can be a decent idea. I now have a couple pieces lined up here. I'm also prepared to play e5 at any point. How about e5 and then d4? And then his knight's got to go somewhere. And then no, not quite. We're just going to have a queen trade at the end of it. I feel like there's definitely got to be a way to take advantage of this. I'm just it's just a little difficult to see at the moment. Yeah, this guy's not bad. He's not bad at all. I was able to mess with him early and force him to castle queenside, which is nice. And his king is not in a great position at all. That's definitely the case. But he kind of has everything defended, but it's just kind of defended by a thread, right? That knight's a little... It's a good knight. It's centralized. All right, so he's pushing out here. He might have this kind of idea of playing b4. All right, so let's see. How do we take advantage of this? I'm tempted to sack, but it's not quite going to work. All right. If I push out, he's got to move this knight somewhere. Yeah, where does he go if I push out with this knight? Does he just retreat, or does he throw the counterpunch first with the queen? All right, we're going with it. I can't spend too much time messing around here. That's another thing. You got to be a little frugal with your time. Okay, so he did go in for the counterpunch first. Okay, let's come back here to maintain 2 pieces. I now still have 2 pieces hitting the knight. And a lot of newer players don't realize that the rook counts as a piece hitting the knight, right? Because it would be like take, right, take, oops. It would be take, 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 right? And then take. So this knight's now got to go somewhere. He could hop in here. And then I guess I'm just prepared to take. Oh, he went in for that. All right. He went in for that, which is a great move. He's forking my bishop and my queen. So what can I do here? And this hits with check. All right. So, I mean, I might have to do something like this, actually, which would not be a fun move to play. I think I just lost the advantage, actually, to be honest. But we'll see. We'll see. All right, so he got the pawn. I come back. And when I talk on stream, I always play like 300 points worse than I do normally. That's my rating drops substantially when I'm chatting up a storm. So if he takes the bishop, I'm just going to recapture. And then I'll have ideas of pushing the pawn at least with check. All right. He's up a pawn though. It's going to be tricky. But I do have the bishop. Well, I won't have the bishop pair in a second. His best move probably is to take the bishop. I mean, because it hits with check. So I gotta, yeah. All right, what does he do now? He's going to move the knight somewhere. If he moves here, I'll come here with the check. But then he could always just slide back. Or maybe I won't come here yet. It'll be interesting. I could always try to trade, to do like a trade of my rook for the queen. All right, I got to switch gears here. By the way, my king is a little safer than his king. He's got a lot of light square weaknesses around his king now, and that's something I might be able to exploit later on. So keep that in mind. Okay, and we're about even on the clock right now. We are even. I got the time edge on him. So we'll see if this continues. We will see if this continues. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. Come on, what's he going to do? His clock's ticking down. His clock is ticking down. And also notice this pawn is pinned, right, because of the rook. I might be able to take advantage of that later on. I have all sorts of ideas. His king is not safe. His king is definitely not safe. So, sure, I'm down a pawn, but I got some ideas. I mean, maybe this knight hops back. I don't know, to defend. I could always bring my bishop up. All right, so he's going in for that. Now, I don't want to play this yet because then the knight just hops back in here, and then he's got a nice central square for the knight. Actually, yeah, let's keep the pressure on. We'll keep the pressure on, and then when the knight hops back, we'll pin the knight to the queen. I kind of like this idea. Then if the knight moves anywhere, I'll be able to snag his queen. He's in check. Oh, he might. Yeah, he's got to move the knight back. This is not. He's got that idea. He's got that idea. All right, I didn't see that, to be honest. Now I don't want to take, but I do want to do this counter idea. Okay, so now I have a counter threat, right? And I'm still hitting his knight. So that was a crucial move. He thought I was just going to like take and then his knight would be fine, right? But he did not calculate, well, what if I move the queen over here and create this major threat over here? All right, let's see how he responds to this. So now his knight is on the back rank. It's pretty damn weak. But it is defending this pawn right here. Okay, that's fine. So now I'm tempted to do this idea, but it kind of relieves some of the pressure. What is accurate here? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna trade my my 2 rooks for the queen here. I think in this position it warrants it. So he'll take, I'll take, he'll take with check, and then I move my king up. I like my attacking position here. So now he's got to take. Otherwise, I'll just grab the rook. I'm going to trade the 2 rooks. Sometimes you don't want to do that, and maybe in this case it was a little premature, but I feel like I'm going to be okay in this endgame. We'll see though. Objectively, it might not have been the best move. It's going to be interesting to see though, like how this all plays out. By the way, I taught at a Lutheran school today. I taught a bunch of Lutheran kids how to play chess. And whenever I teach in like Catholic schools or Lutheran schools or like any kind of Christian denomination school, they're always very concerned about the backstory of chess. Like more so than kids at public school, I've noticed. They want to know the history of chess and like why the queens can move as many squares as they can and the kings can only move 1 square. One kid said it's because the king's old. The king can only move 1 square because he's old. Another kid said, oh, the queen can move everywhere because she's the queen and she wants to be everywhere. Okay, so we got this idea. I'm also way up on the clock, which is huge. I have this crazy fork here too. If he's not careful, I have a super powerful fork right here. This is a sneaky move. Let's see if he falls for it. There's a really good chance he falls for it because he's in time trouble. Oh, he saw it. Okay, but it doesn't quite work. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it anyway because I have this idea. Now he's forced to a dark square, and then I'm going to come back here and fork the rook and the king, and then the king's got to move somewhere, and then I'll just come back here, win the rook, and then just clean up, just mop up this mess. All right, so here we go. He'll get the bishop. Check. But rooks are worth more than bishops. So yeah, so now this is my game for the taking. All right, so let's do just solidify. Notice this beautiful pawn chain, right? Each pawn supporting one another. Let's do this. Got the threat on the pawn. If this pawn pushes, he's in serious trouble. He'll probably move the knight out, try to activate the knight. I'm just going to come over here. He might defend. Okay. Oh, he went this route. I don't know about this route, man. I don't know about that. I'm just going to come up here and start gobbling away. This is a hungry queen. Notice the salient factor, though, is he's only got 30 seconds left on his clock. So it doesn't even, that's the really the most important thing. He can't do much. I mean, I'll just take all these pawns if he really wants, fine. Just take them all. I have 4 connected passed pawns now. Now he could start pushing down here. All right, which is fine, all right. Let's come over here. He's got 14 seconds. That's not enough time to do it. And I'm ready to just push up and go forth. He'll probably just let his clock run out. Okay, he did not let his clock run out. Let's just check him. We'll do that. And then if he pushes, I just come here and fork the pawn and the king. And that's how chess is played. That is how chess is played, everyone. All right. So we are back. Yeah, there you go. That was a pretty fun game. That was definitely a fun game. Christina Bean, you say, as long as they don't think that chess is evil. Some churches teach that acupuncture is evil. Really? I didn't know that. They think that acupuncture is evil? That's some backwoods shit right there. But whatever, to each your own. To each your own. Yeah, all right, those of you who don't know me, I'm a chess instructor IRL, but primarily the focus of this channel is always guided meditations. I'm a meditation instructor. I'm big into yoga and things like that. And then also I have a master's in analytic philosophy, so we do philosophy of mind, philosophy of science, and metaphysics streams here on Twitch. So those are like the main things we do. We also do readings for the Tao Te Ching and all sorts of stuff. But I'm training for the Chicago Open right now, so I got to be on my game. I got to be on my game. We're going to play a few games of chess, and then we'll do a guided meditation. All right, cool. So yeah, Christine, have you seen your nephews recently? What's going on with that? By the way, I started reading one of my favorite books again, Kurt Vonnegut's Sirens of Titan, and I'm going to read the opening passage from the book later. I always thought it was pretty awesome and pretty badass. Vonnegut's you know, he was one of those dudes that I got big into when I was younger. So yeah, all right, okay. Let's see who else is out there to play. Let's see who we got. Who we got in this world. All right, we got another guy. Another guy wants to play. All right, I'm white, so I got to go first. Obviously, white always goes first. If you're new to the game, what is this gonna transition into? We got some King's Indian looking structure, right? Yep. There we go. This is very standard. All very standard stuff. I think the move order is messed up here, though. Push, take. No, then he's got everything on this piece. All right, something's a little off here. I can't. I don't want to spend too much time on it, though. So let's just go on with this. I feel like something was a little off there. Like I could have taken advantage of the move order. All right, now I want to push. I want to see, because I feel like this bishop can come over here and deal with all these threats. Oh, no, he's going to have... Oh, he came over here. Actually, he would have had 3 because of the discovered attack. By the way, this guy's playing what I play, so it's kind of neat. Just kind of a little bit of a difference. So here's a problem with what he just did. Notice this knight on the edge of the board right here. If I push a pawn, it's going to weaken my structure, but where is his knight going to go? Can't go here, can't go here, can't go here. You know, it's got nowhere to go. Let's see. I'm going to weaken my spaces around the king. Unless I'm missing something, I could be falling for some kind of weird, crazy trap, but I'm gonna say I'm not. Let's see what he does. Where's his knight going? No, 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 no. All right, so he's going in for that. I think I just take. Everything's covered. He takes. I take. This bishop's on a great diagonal now. Okay, so he wants to come in here and go after my rook. That's fine. Now, do I block with the bishop? Nah. He's looking to push out and then maybe get his queen over here. You know what? I'm not buying it though. I think this guy's bluffing. Yeah, he wants his queen right here. I'm not going to give him a chance to do that though. All right. And now we just do simple developing moves. And I should be fine. Yeah. And if he wants to trade his bishop for my knight and mess up my pawn structure, that's also perfectly fine. I mean, I'm up. I got the piece, right? I got the piece. All right. So now he's on my bishop. I guess we'll snag this. We can snag. If we snag, then rook comes over. I'm not seeing the threats though. So I'm still not seeing the threats. Yeah, let's oh, then the rook comes over and then this pawn falls. Yeah, I don't want to get into that. So we'll just play this. Try to trade off these light square bishops. So he's either got to move his light square bishop or trade it off. If he trades, it's not great for him, to be honest. You don't want to, when you're down material, this is a very important concept I teach to all my newer students too. When you're down material, you don't want to trade pieces, because then eventually at the end of the game, your opponent's going to have pieces and you're not. And that's assuming you're not getting a major positional advantage out of it. Then you would want to trade sometimes, right? But your nephews are doing well, Christine. The younger one is now taller than you. Dude, the younger one's going to be beating you up. The younger, we got to watch out. Make sure you're friends with them. Don't bully them around. You don't want the younger one beating you up. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Okay, so take. And now I just have an extra piece. I got this knight, and he doesn't have a knight. All right, so he's just doubling up rooks. I'm going to snag this pawn. And then I might even come back here, Yeah, now we'll just come back here. Let's see if he wants to trade more. Trades are good for me. They're much better for me than they are for him. All right. He'll take this pawn. And now, the only thing he's got going for him are these. He's got some good rooks right here, but I need to get my rooks a little more coordinated. So, let's just cover the file, or the rank, I mean. These horizontal rows are called ranks in chess. All right, that does nothing. I just I don't know. Where should I run? I'll back up over here, I guess. He might try exerting a lot of pressure on this pawn by doing this kind of stuff. Yeah, doesn't do anything. I want to get my knight into the game, and I want it to be smooth. I have this rook idea. What else do I have? Okay, I have to be a little bit concerned about this. It's a little annoying, to be honest. All right, we're just going to do this. But now the only thing is he can get in here, and then he can start messing with me a little bit. Yeah, I'm not playing good offensive chess right now. Yeah. All right, so these pawns are going to start dropping. Let's do this. There's got to be a better way to do. I got to come out with a better move for this. Let's see. Check. Oh, what about knight down here? No, it's not going to quite do it. I could sack the pawn. Push up. Or I could create a counter threat. All right, let's try this out. Let's try this out. I'm going to create. He's going to come over here and try to exert some pressure on me. All right, we'll throw the check in. All right, so now if you check, right, what does that actually do? Is that the end of the world? No, I don't think it is. I think I just need to keep going at him a little bit. All right, we're going to come back here. Assuming I'm not falling for something crazy. Yeah, like, I'm not seeing it. Oh, does he have, he's got a draw. He's got a draw in here. Oh, that's ridiculous. I let him force a draw. If I come down here, he mates. That's so stupid. I let him force a draw. All right. Stalemate, and that's another thing in chess. All right, so that's an important instructive moment for me. I need to not allow my opponent to just force the draw right there. I'm not going to be getting it done in the Chicago Open if that's the case. Threefold repetition. That's the draw. Boo, boo. That was poor chess. But like I said, my rating always drops 300 points when I stream. So such is life. That's just how it goes. Okay. All right. We've done some chess, so now we're going to switch gears and we're going to go into guided meditation, which is always something that's super important. More important than chess because health and well-being are crucial to everything you do, right? So we're going to go into guided meditation. Let's see. I want to read to you, though, first something from Kurt Vonnegut's Sirens of Titan. I've always thought it's incredibly beautiful the way he starts off this book. It's just so impressive. It blows my mind. All right, so here we go. Let's read this up. Everyone now knows how to find the meaning of life within himself. But mankind wasn't always so lucky. Less than a century ago, men and women did not have easy access to the puzzle boxes within them. They could not name even one of the 53 portals to the soul. Gimcrack religions were big business. Mankind, ignorant of the truths that lie within every human being, looked outward, pushed ever outward. What mankind hoped to learn in its outward push was who was actually in charge of all creation and what all creation was all about. Mankind flung its advanced agents ever outward. Eventually, it flung them out into space, into the colorless, tasteless, weightless sea of outwardness without end. It flung them like stones. I think that's a beautiful passage. It flung them like stones. We're flinging people all over the place to try to find the mysteries of the universe. These unhappy agents found what had already been found on abundance on Earth. A nightmare of meaninglessness without end, right? Because they're looking externally for the source of their happiness. They're not looking internally, right? And that's always the key. That's always the key. Anyone who thinks they're going to find joy by looking externally is never gonna find that. The bounties of space, of infinite outwardness, were three: empty heroics, low comedy, and pointless death. Outwardness lost, at last, its imagined attractions. Only inwardness remained to be explored. Only the human soul remained terra incognita. This was the beginning of goodness and wisdom. And we can just stop it at that. This was the beginning of goodness and wisdom. And then, you get a book after that, right? They discuss the time period between the Second World War and what Vonnegut calls the Third Great Depression. And that's where this book is centered. And it's a great book. I recommend it to anyone. Anyone who hasn't read Vonnegut, read some, but Sirens of Titan especially. It's just such an awesome read. But yeah, we are going to now do what the show is always about. The primary focus, which is guided meditations. We're going to delve into the source of creation within us, and we're going to go from there. So, without further ado, you want to get in some comfortable clothes, and I am going to make the lighting better in here, because you don't want to meditate in bright light. It's not very conducive to peace. So let's do this. Find a comfortable seated position. You can sit on the floor in lotus pose. You can sit cross-legged. Or you can sit in a chair. The main thing is to find a position that is comfortable for you. And then gently close your eyes. And take a few slow and deep breaths on your own. I have an Amitabha Buddhist chant that I play that has a chime that rings every 2 seconds. And you can use this to help regulate your breath count. So take a few more slow and deep breaths on your own while maintaining good posture. Inhale, raising your belly. Exhale, lowering your belly. Breathe in, raising your abdomen. Breathe out, lowering your abdomen. Stay focused on your breath. Inhale, raising your belly. Exhale, lowering your belly. Breathe in, raising your abdomen. Breathe out, lowering your abdomen. Keep your attention on your breath count. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Your breath calms your body, and your body calms your mind. Be mindful of your breath count. Visualize yourself sitting on the tallest mountain peak. Watching the clouds float through the sky beneath you. Two clouds float together and merge into one. And one cloud stretches apart, dividing into two. These clouds float through the sky before disappearing over the horizon. These clouds are like your thoughts. Thoughts come into being and exist for a while in conscious awareness before disappearing from your mind. That is the nature of human thought. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all that is of no benefit to you. Keep your awareness on your breathing. When thoughts arise in your mind, picture them as clouds floating through the sky before disappearing over the horizon. And return your focus to your breath count. Your essence is love. Your love is manifested as light. Your purpose is to shine your light on others. Awakening the memory of their own internal light within them. And they will shine their light on all whom they encounter. Until all of humanity has remembered their own internal light and awakened from the dream of separation. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego which obscures your third eyesight. Stay true to your breathing. When thoughts enter your mind, picture them as clouds moving through the sky before disappearing from your mind. And return your awareness to your breath count. On your next breath, travel down beneath the level of conscious awareness. Go to the region of your heart chakra. Feel the love emanating from this location. And the warmth which surrounds your love. Experience the perfect peace residing here. And the joy which accompanies it. Feel the oneness in this place of pure monism. Allow its comforting embrace to penetrate deep within. Opposites and polarities cannot enter here. Separation and division are impossible in this place. For here you are connected to the source of all creation. Here you are home. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that is of no benefit to you. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego which obscures your third eye vision. Stay true to your breath count. On your next breath, travel all the way down to where your essence flows the strongest. This is the center point of your being. Feel the undiluted, perfect love which flows from this location. Allow it to envelop your whole body. Healing and nourishing every cell in your being. This love is identical to your essence. Focus on this center point. And when you're ready, travel through. I'll see you on the other side. Here, at your center point, you recall your true identity. At your center, you remember how you came to be. Here, at your center point, you recall your divine purpose. To spread love and light to all of those whom you encounter. focus on your center point. For at this place you are one with the source of all creation. Focus on your center point. For here you are home. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all stress and tension from your body. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all stress and tension from your mind. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all anxiety from your being. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all fear from your mind. Gently open your eyes and return to the present moment, bringing with you the peace from this meditation throughout the remainder of your day. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing this sacred space with me. I am honored and humbled to be here with you as your meditation guide. I hope you each feel more peace and relaxation. I hope you feel more centered and grounded. And most importantly, I hope you're able to take the peace and love from this meditation with you out into the external world and share it with all those whom you encounter. Namaste. All right. How was that for everyone? That was a 32-minute meditation. So we're back to our normal length of meditation. Nice. Excellent. Yeah, JT, you enjoyed it, and Christine the Bean, you also enjoyed it. Wonderful. I'm so grateful to have you both here. You're super important to me, and I value your company. Okay, we are going to give a raid over to my buddy, Noger. Let's get the raid call all set up. And yeah, he's a good dude. Those of you who don't know Noger, he is a philosophy streamer here on Twitch. Really authentic, nice guy. He's the only one who reads through philosophical journal articles, and he does it really well. So thank you all again so much for being here. Hey, Tindereos, good to see you, friend. Good to see you, man. I hope you're well, brother. We're actually just raiding out right now. We're going to raid Noger. he's doing some philosophy. So yeah. All right, good. This was good. We all needed this meditation, so I'm glad we were able to get this in. All right, thanks again so much for being here with me. Oh, you've been listening. Cool. Yeah, well, welcome in, man. Welcome. I'm glad you were able to hang out. At the end of the day, my metaphysics is simple. Just the most simplistic notion of it is just be kind to the people around you. Imbalanced. Hey, how's it going, friend? Yeah, we're actually just raiding out right now, man. I'll see you around. Good to see you, buddy. Everyone check out Imbalanced and drop them a follow.